Okay, good evening. Sunday 5:27, and we are going to have a psychology session today. But this session, I didn't have a background for it. That's why I'm just sticking to the chat. I didn't want anything chat to be there because I didn't want to go into the chat. And what we are seeing now is a backtesting screen. So it's a chat of me doing some backtesting. But I didn't want the chat to show. What I wanted to talk about is your why, your reason, your sight, your mission, your target, your goal, your reason for doing some things. And then okay, it looks like someone else is joining. Wow.
Okay, it's Nana. I think you have reply now, so you like.
Okay. Nanes, if you offer
I'll go see that.
Ade. Okay, so I'm just going to continue. I wanted to talk about your why, because I didn't want chats to be on the screen, but since I didn't have a background, just going to leave it. And then my camera is not very clear to expand my face, or it will be looking, it will have those grumpy looks in it. So your why, the reason why traders do not climb above this 90% that they've categorized us into. People say traders 90% of traders don't make it, while 10% of traders don't make it. Some people to say 95% of traders fail, while 5% of traders make it. And I just wanted to dive into why it's like that. Why is it that statistics has been on us for a while now? Why that statistic has why are we falling into that statistic or that category? Why are we not climbing above the 90% as traders? Because everyone desires to be profitable, right? Myself, I desire to be consistently unprofitable, but I desire to be consistently profitable. And that's what I'm getting to, and then I'm on the right path, so I'll get there. But today I wanted us to, oh, I think the music is very loud. I wanted us to, get into why traders don't really get into that 10%. And getting into that 10% means we are going to expand that 10%, because if more people shift from the 90 to the 10, that means the 10 is going to have to increase, right? Yes. So now, why don't we rise? Number one, your sight, what you see or what you believe. And I wanted to really talk about this because for the past 2 weeks I've been meditating on this word sight for a long time. I've been meditating, and then your sight doesn't mean it's not just limited to what you see with your eyes, your naked eyes. It's about what you imagine, what you believe, what you've come to accept. And you know that what you've come to accept is what regulates how you think, the decisions you take, how you take those decisions, how you implement them, how you make them come to life, you understand? So aside what we see with our eyes, there's something we see with our minds, you get it? And then what you see with your mind, whether you are attentive or not, it is what regulates your life, you get it? So let's go back to the root cause, the core of how our sights were shaped. Before you got into trading, I'm sure you saw promises about trading. Someone must have posted, wow, he makes this amount of money, he does this, he does this, he does that. So a certain image of trading was painted to you, you understand? And that image of trading gave you a promise of, okay, if you stay in this long enough, you are going to reap this level of reward. Understand? You are going to reap this level of outcome. You are going to reap this level of money, which everybody enters into the trading markets to do, to make money. But why should we fix our sights, or why should we reshape what we see about trading? Because If we don't, we are still going to be producing the same level of output. Do you get it? So, and again, the mind informs your actions, right? Your actions becomes habits. Your habits become as a character or so, and your character become who you are. So if we are going to make a transition into the next phase of profitability, we have to first shape our sight, not the one we see with our eyes. Now I'm going deeper than that. What I'm saying is very, very deep than that. We have to inform our sight. We have to make sure our sight is informed. It has the right level of information, it has the right level of knowledge, wisdom, has the right level of networking. And networking is not the one that they say, like when you go to the pair program, they say speak to somebody. It's not that one. That's not what I'm referring to. Okay. That's not what I'm referring to. What I'm referring to is larger than that. You get it? So your sight, first of all, you were taught. We who are not from trading backgrounds, I want you to listen to this clearly. If you are able to understand what I'm saying, it will give you a big leap. And as for this particular recording, please, I'll urge everyone to go back and listen to it many times, because it's going to dissolve many things that is in your mind that you are holding about trading, that you are things that you see. The image in your mind is what you follow, right? The image you are painting in your mind. So if you start painting an image of I'm going to be successful in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, that image will start painting, it will start informing your actions. It will tell you, okay, if you want to be successful in the next 5 years, start taking these decisions now, start doing these things now, start looking for a leader, a mentor, someone who can teach you based on their experience and then their wisdom. You understand? So the image, the sight that we follow in our minds, what informed it in the first place? Number one, trading promised us a lot of riches. It promised us a lot of riches. That's number one. It promised us the kind of life we've always wanted, the kind of life we've wanted to escape our community to go and take, to go and live, the kind of life that wanted us to escape our environment to go and live. You understand? Many of us come from backgrounds that are not good. You get it? That are not. Myself, I come from a very, how do they say, poverty entrenched background. When I say poverty, it's not just the lack of money. Because if you are talking about that, right, that means the whole Ghana should not be like certain people that we even classify as dadaba, and certain things should not be in the category called poverty. But that's not the case. The poverty is the mindset of constant lack. You understand? Your mind just does not. I hope this thing doesn't fall on my laptop and break my screen. The mindset of not being able to produce, like, you see, sometimes you try to look for solutions to certain things, and then you try to search your mind, but your mind does not find anything to grab and use to produce. I don't know if you get me. It's like I'm searching for my mind for a solution to $100,000. But at the current moment, when I try to search my mind, I cannot find anything that can pinpoint me to getting to $1,000. Do you get it? So the mind, what you behold, like, so I come from a background that is not very, it's not very, let me see, it's bad. There's no mindset of growth. There's no mindset of fruitfulness, or the mindset that lives, or the mindset that dwells in the background I come from is work and get money. Look a certain way that is pleasing to society. It's not a mindset that empowers you to be you. You understand? And there's power in you being you. We were not taught how to be us. You understand? In other words, I want to be a trader, but in order to be me, that trader version of me, I would have to have someone who would teach me how to be that. You understand? First of all, we are not coming from backgrounds that have traders in it. You understand? Nobody, I don't know, from you people listening to me, your background, I don't know if you have forex traders in your family, but me, I don't. The person who taught me forex trading, my brother, we didn't. So it's just me and my brother now. We didn't have anybody to teach us. Oh, if you want to be a successful trader, follow this line, follow this that, follow this that. Do you get what I'm saying? Number two, the advertisements that were shown to us about forex. You understand? So let me press more on number one. Number one, you follow what you see, you understand? And I'm finding very difficult to put the words together. That's why you may hear me repeat certain things over and over, but you follow what you see. In other words, what you see in your heart, or what you see as the image of profitable trading, has to be embodied by someone. Do you understand? So let's say your dad is a trader, and then he gives birth to you, and he's a consistently profitable trader. He will show you what you need to do to be a consistently profitable trader. Why? Because he's the embodiment of that image called consistently profitable trader. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So you look at this person, and then you look at the way they move, their ways. You understand? Their ways. And then they teach you their ways, and then you walk in their ways, and then you become that image called consistently profitable trader. Number one, we did not have anybody as such to teach us. And then those who could teach us put a price label on it, a filtering system called price label that would not even allow us to enter. Why? Because, and then let me tell you this, the forces that fight against us are very, very big, because now we know that if we pay this amount of money to this person can teach us into becoming a profitable trader. But the mindset we are coming from tells us that, oh, don't mind, without this person you can do, you understand? There's this constant, I don't know if it's just me or most people experience it. When someone bruises you small, hey Philip, my G, Alpha. Philip, please mute, and so that we'll get on with this session very, very quickly. I wanted to finish early. Okay, so we would have been profitable traders if we had someone to look at. In other words, the person you are looking at is not. How do I? Today I really wanted us to enter the deep, but I don't know how you will respond to this, but I'm still going to say it how it is. In other words, the profitable trader you are looking at is not a human being, it is an image. But for you to successfully follow this image, it has to be in a shape that you can recognize. You understand? Or else it will be a fantasy, it will be an illusion in your mind that you are following. And some people through their hardness are able to capture this illusion and arrest it and make it become them. You understand? But what happens to those who don't have that power? What happens to those who don't have that strength? You would have to have someone. Ali, what I wanted to say today is heavy. It's like I don't have the words. You would have to have someone and be the representation of what you want to be. You understand? In other words, that someone is not a human being. You understand? The moment it gets the moment that person's image changes to you, right? That's when you miss it. So I'm going to give you a story about myself. I was following someone who was teaching me how to trade, right? Was trading, was teaching me, we're flowing. Then I went to hear what some people were saying about this person, then immediately how I saw the person change, I started seeing him as someone with faults. When in actual fact, that person, see, everybody has faults. That person's fault is not supposed to be my business. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm going into a deep version of something. That person's fault is not supposed to be my business. The only business I'm supposed to see with that person is the fact that they are a consistently profitable trader. They embody that image that I follow. You get it? So I keep looking at this person to get to where I want to get to. Do you understand? The moment I start seeing the person as, and yes, the person has to be in a physical, a physical appearance that I can look at and say, okay, this is something I can look at and then become. But I'm still not supposed to see that person as just a mere human being. Because think about this, if that person was not there, right, I'll chase this imagination in, I'll chase this spirit called profitable trading. You understand? So why is it that when I can now see the person right in front of me teaching me how to be a profitable trader, why is it now I can identify them as a human being and start focusing on their flaws? Why? Do you understand? So there's this deep mindset of people from our kind of background that makes us think, okay, and immediately I started seeing him like that. I started doing, I can do it myself, forget this person. All his big is not this person that he says he is. Do you understand? That's why I missed it. That's why I missed it. I would have been a profitable trader a long time. Do you understand? So number one, our community, we did not have people who could teach us. And then when we had people who could teach us, this kind of mindset is installed in us, like it's installed in us on birth. And then what we see around us enforces that mindset. So you would have people offend you sometimes, and then you just look at the person and be like, forget him, I can do it by myself. When you know in actual fact that you need that person. Do you understand why? Because where we are coming from, and then I'm going to go into the deepness of poverty, the effects it has. We were not taught. Listen, the people in our community, our fathers, our mothers, our other people in our community, they didn't sit us down to teach us how relationships are supposed to be. They didn't sit us down to teach us um how you respond to. Okay, Sophie, please, you can ask your question.
Okay, so with what you were saying concerning the fact that maybe the person's was doesn't say you like you are using the as much as uh,
Okay, yes. Like to relate to the person as a human being. Is that what you are saying? Okay, you ask your question again. Let me mute this music. Ask your question again.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so my question was, isn't it no, if you have to just focus on our business and not try to change the person. And you see, as we are here right now, we are looking for it to be against each other. Okay, even though factors affect that, if we just say it's not a business and just focusing on what we are going to get from the person, it's going to be hard to use the person. Or
Okay. So you are asking, is it going to be, is it not going to be like you using the person, right?
yes, please, that's my question.
Okay, so yes, we are still going to form a brotherhood of traders, you understand? But the point is that the point is not me saying you use the person and then you just discard the person. The point here is that the image, like nothing should shift your eyes from the fact that this person has this key. In other words, even I who come online to say, okay, this is what I've learned, and then I'm teaching you strategies, I'm teaching you systems, I'm teaching you concepts. It doesn't mean I don't need a Jefta. It doesn't mean I don't need a Nane Silfi. It doesn't mean I don't need a Philip Owusu. The point that this thing get destroyed is that maybe Nane Silfi does something, right? Let's say he does something that makes me feel offended. Do you understand? And then I start to paint that offense in what he helps me achieve. In other words, maybe you help me, maybe I don't know the route to Kumasi, and you are the one who know the route to Kumasi, right? And then you start or you do something, maybe you insult someone on the road, and then it offends me, and I say, forget, you yourself forget, I'll find my own route to Kumasi. Yes, I may feel offended, but the goal is not for me to be offended by what you are doing. The place that it gets destroyed is if I put that offense in what you are helping me achieve. Do you get what I'm trying to say now?
Yeah, so you're trying to say we shouldn't have it right,
You shouldn't have what?
misplaced priorities.
Well, for misplaced priorities, I don't really understand what that word means. I've heard it, I've heard many people use it, but I've not taken the time to check what it means. Can you please explain it?
Okay, so for what I understand by misplaced priorities, maybe you have something you have to focus on or get done, and then you just beat around the bush or go about doing some other things, avoiding the main thing.
Exactly. It will sound something like that. You understand? So the whole point is that let's not lose sight of the fact that we are a growing community. We're a community. You understand? We are people who are learning how to trade. You understand? We are people who are learning how to be consistently profitable. And then back to the main point I was making was that we didn't have this image. You understand? We didn't have this image. And when we had this image, other factors, and this goes beyond us, this goes beyond just the normal talk. It will apply everywhere in your life. I myself have lost a lot of relationships because I started, or sometimes the people rather started seeing the faults I do instead of seeing the fact that, no, we are driving towards a certain goal. Let's focus on that goal. You understand? So I started seeing this my forex mentor as someone who is, because our background made us paint the image of everybody is supposed to be perfect. So when you see someone saying something and then they veer off it small, we are human beings, we are liable to faults. You understand? And then they veer off small, then we start saying, oh, look at this person. He's even saying this, but look at what he's doing. Do you understand? So let's not lose our sight from the image of, okay, this is where we are going. Do you understand? This is where we are going. Okay, we didn't have people in our communities and in our families that could even teach us how to hold relationships, how to, set visions and achieve them. I don't know if you people have had those experiences, but me, I've not had those experiences. The only thing we were taught was go to school, get a job, and then look professional. Do you understand? So what does that mean for us as traders? As traders, we are going to have to listen, we are going to have to set targets of trading. That means we are going to have to approach this in unity. Do you understand? Because in unity, we become that one body called consistently profitable trading. In other words, I'm saying I may be able to read a chart, but I may not be able to set good stop losses. Maybe Japheth knows how to set that. You understand? Then we move as one. Maybe a CFI knows money management, risk management. We move as one. Why? Because we have to become that image of, that image that our society will later in life look up to. Do you get what I'm trying to say? A reaction will be good so that I know that, yes, yes, okay. Jaffe, do you get what I'm trying to say? Okay, okay. And I trust Philip to get what I'm trying to say. So we will have to become that image. You understand? We will have to, because and the reason why I'm saying this is that we do not have anybody, and the people we can pinpoint to and say they are traders, they are far from us. We cannot locate, and then I'm going to avoid mentioning names, but we cannot, the forex traders we look up to in this country, we cannot look at them and say, oh, I can have access to this person. Sometimes even if you pay, right? Even if you pay, you're still going to be, I've paid for many for I've see forex mentorship has chopped like 20,000 Ghana cedis of my money. just forex mentorship. You understand? Most times you are not able to reach them. Like you are still going to be in a group of many people. You send text and then it will take days for you to get reply. You understand? Like things like that. You are not able to reach them. So how do we then become that image if we have nothing to reach? This is where I bring the solution. How do we become that image if we don't have that image itself to look at? Is by us becoming that image, us agreeing that we are going to become that image in the basis of, or on the basis of us setting the target of becoming that. The reason why I introduce targets is that target is what drives you towards the goal that you're looking at. In other words, there's an image in your heart, right? And then how do you get towards it? Is by setting a target and you look at it every day. You think about it. Oh, how do I do this? How do I do? Okay, today I'm going to do this and this and this, this and this and this and this and this. Then you get it. Understand? Then you reach that target. Number two, and note, today I didn't write anything down to follow. I just wanted to flow because sometimes when I write things down, it makes me move in a linear pattern. Like I'm just reading and then explaining. Today I just wanted us to have a conversation. So if you have questions anywhere along the line, because I'm not on the meeting interface, just if you've raised your hand for a long time and then I'm not seeing it, just unmute and then say you want to, ask a question. You understand? Then I'll open the mic for you. You unmute yourself and then you ask a question. But we'll be done soon. I think 15 or 20 more minutes. Number two, what we were told about forex, and if you understand what I'm about to say clearly, right? You are going to approach forex trading differently and it's going to be a new level for you. That's why I was saying, if I post this video, please go back and watch it. This is not, I've been having serious thoughts this past week because I'm also trying to enter a consistently profitable trading. I'm already profitable. I'm profitable. When I say I'm profitable, it doesn't mean I'm consistently. There's a certain measure as to, so some people would notice that I've been sending some files, I've been sending some screenshots, and then apologies if I've not sent you some of those files. They are just some things I've come across, and then I'm documenting in the form of writing, in the form of typing, in the form of PDFs. So after here, I may send some. Okay, not I will actually send to everybody else in this call. You understand? Hello. Oh, you go learn it. Okay, okay. Oh yeah. I will still post for YouTube. So if you get the time, okay, all right. So what we were told about trading, you understand? Before you got into trading, you had an image you were chasing. Because when I was getting into trading, let me tell you the story of how I got into trading again. I remember somewhere 2020 something. I was still in, I think, 2017, 2018. My brother used to tell my mom he wants money to buy Bitcoin. And at that time, when I was hearing, I was like, Charlie, what's this guy saying? What's Bitcoin? Like, yo, like let's go outside and play football. Let's play some game or something. You understand? He wants money to buy Bitcoin. And he would tell everybody about Bitcoin. He would tell me, he would tell my sister, he would tell my dad, oh, Bitcoin. Until one day I just sat down and asked, yeah, this Bitcoin thing you've been talking about, it is what? When he started saying it is internet money. Okay, at that time we didn't know, or we were not exposed to these words called digital currency and all sorts. So the popular notion we had in those days was internet money. You understand? And those days were the time where scamming too in Ghana was rising a little. So is that internet money? I was looking at my brother like, yo, are you serious? Are you? You understand? Because we were strongly taught against those things. We were taught not to enter those things like scamming, frauding, and all those things. When you took internet money, I was curious. So of course, my childish brain didn't want to have that conversation. But as time went on, he kept opening this thing that it looked fun to me at the time. It was just lines, chats, and every day you'll be opening. And then I was wondering, so what is this? And he gave me the phone and he was explaining it to me. Press this. If you press this, if you press buy and it goes up, you earn money. If you press sell and it goes down, you earn money. So you see, what he told me about trading, that's what I put in my mind at the time. So when I was approaching trading at the starting stages, I approached it as if it is going up and I press buy, I will get what? I will get money. If it is going down and I press sell, I will get what? I will get money. Without having the mindset of how do I actually position myself in the chart to do what? To place a buy trade. How do I position myself in the chart to do what? To place a sell trade. Do you understand? So I'm going to work on the image we're given about trading. As time went on, I went to high school, SHS1, SHS2. SHS1, I'll call my brother and tell him I'm hungry. Then, no, sping, I'll see notification on my phone. Sping, money has land. Wondering, because I know that Charlie, from my issue, you understand? I know that, hey, yo, things are going on. Like, yes, like, we don't really get like that, but the honey for you understand, we no get kind of. So when I call my brother and then he sends money, I'll be wondering, where is this guy getting the money from? Like where is the money? And you know those days, my bro go fit send me like 80 CDs. Those days, SHS 80 CDs when we used to buy watch and things like, oh, Philip went to Aquinas. Philip, we used to buy this thing. How they say it? Holy wa like 10 CDs. That fried rice, you go chop some, you know, go menda. Then we'll go to Bushke and buy Banku and there's Gobe there and all those things. You understand? So when I receive a money like 80 CDs, me that is in boarding school, and I had provisions, not plenty, but I had some provisions. You understand? I was wondering, 80 CDs. Sometimes I'll ask 100 CDs. And then my same brother will come and visit me and bring me KFC. I was like, oh my God, we are rich. We've clocked that gold treasure that we've been looking for the rest of our lives. You understand? So I was interested. I was like, how are you making this? Are you making this money? Oh yeah, put me on now. Then he started telling me about Bitcoin again, trading. Then that was when my mind clogged, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to really pay attention to this. You understand? But when I was paying attention to it, what mindset did I use to approach it? The mindset I used to approach it was that when you buy and it is going up, you will gain. When you sell and it is going down, you will gain. Without having an understanding that there are many things that govern the world of trading, like risk management, money management, emotional trading, detaching yourself emotionally from the risk capital that you have. You understand? So time went on and then I started entering into trading. Then I'll place trades. And then when I place trade and it said when it's going up and then I place a buy, it fails. My money will finish before. I don't understand. Like, this is what I was told about trading. You get it? This is what I was told. Why is it that I'm not making money? Because it was going up and then I pressed buy, right? Why didn't it give me money? It was going down and I pressed sell, right? Why didn't it give me money? Why? Because the fundamental sight I had about trading was broken. You understand? He wanted to explain what trading meant to me, but he knew that if he's going to really delve into trading at my age, then I would not understand. So all he did was he simplified it as what? As if it's going up and you buy it, what you will gain. If it's going down and you sell it, you what you will gain. You understand? So what am I really doing this session for? This psychology session, I'm doing it to elevate our understanding of what trading is. Because if we are able to elevate it, we are going to go to the next level. You understand? We are going to go to the level of what? Of consistently profitable trading. Do you understand? So now, through my research, through my own curiosity, I went to find out that, oh, actually, when it's going up and you buy, you will gain. And when it's going down and you sell, you will gain. But there's a but. You understand? But you would have to have positioning, you have to have technical analysis, fundamental analysis, risk management, money management. you'd have to have confluences, a lot of things, principles of trading. You'd have to learn them. That's when I had to transition from the mindset of when it's going up, you buy, when it's going down, you sell, into a mindset of let me learn what can make me profitable in trading. You understand? So now I learned it, and then I was still placing trades. I was winning some trades. I was winning most trades. At the time, I stayed at Adenta in my friend's house, and I was raking in money, Charlie. It was good money. Even Philip came to me at that time. Philip was there. We were at Adenta some time ago. We even played game and all those things. Philip was there. That was the time where trading became real to me. Trading became, it was something that I couldn't escape. I could see me pressing trades, like, from the things I've learned and making money. That was when I was like, see, it doesn't matter what anybody tells to me, because many people have come to try and what we call in our local language as bull my abim. My abim has never been booed since Adenta. You understand? And Adenta is like three years ago or 4 years ago. Up until now, people still, because now sometimes you take a loss and it takes a toll on you. So sometimes I'm looking somewhere, someone will ask me what's going on, and then I say, oh, trading this, that, and all you hear them is just stop it. And then I'm looking at the person like,
They don't know. They don't know.
you
They
don't
don't know.
know, like you don't know. Like don't just tell me to stop because you don't experience what I'm experiencing. They don't know. Simple, them don't know. Like you are not experiencing what I'm experiencing, you're not seeing what I'm seeing. So the worst thing you can tell me is to stop. And when you're around things that don't build you up for long enough, you actually start to consider them. That's the need for community, and community will be talked about later. But I started seeing this money because I had elevated my understanding of trading. I took it to a next level. Do you understand? I took it to a next level, and then I asked myself, what is it going to take for me to be a profitable trader? Do you understand? And then I started acting accordingly. I started setting targets. Okay, I have to buy a course. Okay, I have to join this community. Okay, I have to now keep doing this. I have to now start waking up early because I want to catch my landing session. So I started doing these things. I set a target. So I started doing these things, and then I started following them, and it took me to profitable trading. So now what is going to take us to consistently profitable trading? I'll talk about that at the ending. Also, another image that was painted to us about trading was that we are going to make a lot of money, and yes, we are, but it's not going to come as the image that was painted to us. So what I'm doing now is I'm dissolving the archaic image that was given to us, or else if we don't address these things, we are not going to move on. We are still going to be chasing those images, and images are hard. Let me see. People also say it's betting and illegal, but I try to explain it in terms of stocks and the fact that if you travel outside and change your money into that country's currency, it's all part of the trading, but they just keep on trying to boo my abim. You understand? They will still try to boo your abim. See, before I continue, right? Japhet, you do not. I've been through this. You do not have to. When I'm talking about trading and people saying, is it not the same as betting? I tell them yes, it is the same as, because I'm not going to start as, because you will not hear. The only people like you guys right now, you can hear me because you live and experience it. You understand? You see the vision of it. You live in it, so you can hear me. But I'm trying to tell somebody trading is doing contracts for difference, good prices, how do they call it? Leverage. They will not hear. It's not like you can, they are listening to you. There's a difference between listening and hearing. They are listening to the words you are saying, but they cannot hear. Their ears have been shut down. You get what I'm trying to say? So don't prove any points to them. Rather, what you should do is you should become what you are talking about. That is when they see you. They will not dare, nobody can dare go to the forex and say your trading is betting. If he sits you down, by the time he has finished dissecting what forex is to you, right? In fact, you give your life to him, you forget Christ. And this is just a joke. You, instead of you to give your life to Christ, you will now give your life to Coach of Forex, because you see that this guy can make me a billionaire. You understand? So now moving on from that, right? We were told in a month's time you can buy Lambo, you can buy house. You know, anytime you like you see these trading advertisers online, they say, oh, in a month's time I bought my mom this house, I bought my dad this car. And whether it's true or not, we don't know. But for those whose stories are true, it took a level of doing something to get to that level. Do you understand? And that's what I'm going to talk about. That's what I'm going to press on. You get what I'm trying to say? So let's look at it as this. You are not trading to buy yourself a Lambo in 6 months. See, in fact, you are not trading to buy yourself anything. You understand? Dissolve those things from your mind, or else it's not going to cause a level of growth. Oh, shit. This microphone is low. Shit. I charge it to. I didn't bring charger. Guys, we might need to, we might have to end. Okay, let me just finish this one. Shit, this session was sweet for me, Sha. Fuck this microphone, crap. You see, the image that was given to us. So you are not trading to buy yourself Lambo. You are not trading, and Japheth, what you said, you are not trading to prove anybody that trading is real. You are trading for you. You are trading for you to be a trader. You are trading for you to become a trader. Not for somebody to see and say, oh, he's driving car. Because if you hold these images in your mind, right? I've had instances where I'm on chat and then I've made like $500. But because this image and these images are deeply rooted in your mind, because I had this image in my mind that in few days I can buy Lambo, instead of me to remove that $500, I sit down, I just be watching it like this. In the market to I say mallet in the market to swallow it for me to do like to drink all that money away to. And you know, those who have traded before, you know how markets can drain. Market is a swallower. To swallow it, in fact, it will consume your money. It will do like finish, finito. You won't see anything there again. You understand? Yes, that's what market does. Like, so because I had this image, and then when you go, like after this session, really sit down and think about the image that we have in our minds. If you have the image in your mind, you are not following what it is you are following. You are rather following that image. And it's good to have an image. So what you have to do constantly is that you have to redefine what the image is. You have to redefine that image in your mind. You get it? Ah, it feels like I'm in the spirit. It feels like I'm preaching. Kabadu. You see, guys, and then I don't know, this thing has become so real to me. It's like, hey, this past 2 weeks, I don't know how my mind entered that place. I was just sitting down and I was thinking, and then it's like I broke my mind. It's like, one said, oh, the baby shit saucepan mune coma. You see how it dents? It's like my mind dents. It's like it had a dent. I say, movie. What I say. Why? Because I've come to discover what really does not make us enter that level of consistently profitable trading. Because now, I'm sure, see, everyone on this call can pinpoint to a fact that they had the chance to remove a huge amount of profit, depending on what huge was to you at that moment. But they did not remove it. Why? Because they felt they could get more. Let's be serious. Move 30 to 70 and then back to negative 50. I'm telling you, Japheth. I'm telling you. See, negative 50 cramp, what can there for? Negative 300 flats. Then your account will close. One time I was there, my account was just sinking. I was just looking at it like this. Me, that was a very active trading, right? Immediately the account went to zero. I just felt sleepy. I was in front of the chat like this, and I just started feeling sleepy. Eyemiyama. Like, I don't know how to express. I just started feeling sleepy. Me that woke up few minutes ago to prepare and trade. Oh, like I've bathed. Like I've prepared my mind to trade. I'm trading and the trade is sinking. And the account is going and then it blew. Then I just started feeling sleepy right in front of the computer. A phenomenon. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I got tired of it. Why? Because I had a mind, like an image in my mind, a mindset that made me believe that I should get more than what I was already getting. And that stopped me from getting money in trading. I could have, and you know what they call compound interest, right? Today 50, tomorrow 50, tomorrow 50, tomorrow next 50, 50, 50. It becomes 1,000. And when you have 1,000, you can place better lot size trades. And you can get more money. You can get 10,000 in a sitting if you have the big capital. So why not compound your interest? Compound your interest rather than focusing on getting all at once. Why? Because we were painted the idea of, we were given the image of sticking